blue is a good color, especially that they are police officers, and I think let's just give them a benefit of the doubt. Maybe I can advise, maybe they look for a belt or something like that.
I still feel like there ought to have been room for public participation. You know, like throw in ideas there of what we think would be better. But then again, you remember that time we were trying to come up with a Kenyan outfit, and guys who were called upon, designers, you know, designers were called upon to give their insights and see to it that, you know, a very good, you know, outfit that represents Kenya was you know, voted for at the end of the day. I feel like that would have helped much. But then again, let me also get the views of Doreen Arange on this particular matter. The earlier subject was the police officers living with us, and this new subject is about the new uniforms. These two issues, what are your quick thoughts on them, Doreen?
Yes, Safir, I can obviously clearly get you right now. And I've just been, you know, following that particular conversation concerning the reforms in the police sector, which obviously happened last week. A lot of sentiments have come in regards to the uniform and, you know, these reforms that have been happening. Some saying that they should have focused on much more important things like improving their living standards, improving their lifestyle, improving the places where, you know, just their lives, instead of focusing on changing the uniform. Because, you know, some saying that there's nothing really important with changing the uniform if their living conditions are not, you know, in good shape. But that's concerning the uniform. But also when we come to the, you know, to the aspect of them living together, I think it's a good move, because just like earlier on, Gori was saying that sometimes it becomes a bit scary for citizens to relate with police officers because they are not in the same space. But you see now, for them staying almost in the same area with residents, it becomes easier for, you know, for them to relate with citizens. Also, something that came out in regards to them staying, you know, closer to people is that aspect of there may be an incident happening in a particular area, in a particular estate, but because they are staying far away, it becomes difficult for someone, a resident, to call on the police. But now, since they will be staying in the same place, even if things happen during the night or early in the morning, it becomes easier for, you know, for people to call on the police. And also that cohesion, like the way you've been, you know, mentioning a number of times, it's a good thing, you know, just good relation with the police officers. It becomes easier to also talk to them, you know, to tell them your issues. So I think in as much as there's a lot of, you know, sentiments coming from Kenyans as well as leaders in regards to the uniforms and these reforms, when you look at the positive side in terms of them staying together, I think that was a good move by the president. So it's something that Kenyans should be looking forward to in terms of relating with police officers even as they are staying with us. Let's listen into what Gori also has to say concerning this, you know, matter of police reforms.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Doreen. One thing that I must say is that the president was very clear about this. The uniforms are meant to make the police officers visible, and that is true. Especially traffic updates, when we do them in the morning, you realize that this color is very visible, especially when they walk between the cars, so that somebody cannot be knocked down. But one thing that I must say is that the older uniform looked much better. The white and blue looked much better. This one is too much of blue, and given the fact that designers usually you have to compare the person who is going to wear that particular cloth and the color that you're giving them, they look a little bit off compared to what we had. But one thing that I must say is that change is as good as rest. Sometimes people might not really embrace change, but with the time this thing will come, it will be, people will get used to it, and then they will just accept and move on. Sometimes some things, when they're done like this, people make a number of issues, they pick a number of issues to address, and then thereafter they come to learn that, okay, this was meant for good, or the reason why it was done, it was to help a particular situation or to help sort a particular problem. So yes, I believe with the time we are going to move, and it's a decision that has been made already. So this is the new police uniforms that we are going to have, and I salute all of them wherever I'll meet them, and I respect everybody else.
Gori there. Accept and move on. That is what he says. So we've come to the end of some of the stories that we were talking about, but there is still more, by the way. These are not the only issues we're talking about this morning. Eye on Politics is just about to hit your screens any minute from now, so more will be discussed on that set, including more reforms, that were discussed last week, so stand by for that. But for now, I want to know very quickly from Gori and Doreen. Remember, they're also on the ground to check the roads for us, to look at how the traffic situation is like. So I want to know very quickly where they're heading to right now. Probably what should we expect from both of them. I'll start with you, Doreen.
Well, thank you very much, Safin. Right now, I'm going to head right away at the Waiyaki Way. I'm going to keep Kenyans updated on that particular road all the way to Kangemi. And if there is any particular place that will be having traffic jam, I will head there so that I can give updates. And also definitely provide alternative routes for Kenyans. Remember, this is the only channel where we are going to give you all the updates in Mombasa, Kisumu, and of course Nairobi. And Doreen also is going to be on another road, which is going to tell us in a few, so that you can get to know how to get to town as fast as possible.
All right, Doreen, where will you be heading from here?
You'll be going to Waiyaki. For me, I'll be heading to Globe Cinema roundabout to just check the traffic situation in that particular road. And also, something that is coming up in regards to this traffic, we'll also be checking out and just getting to listen to Kenyans' views concerning these new traffic fines, which, the CS said that from last week, these particular traffic fines will begin taking effect in the next 30 days, whereby these fines will be charged to Kenyans instantly. So we'll be getting to understand Kenyans' views in regards to these traffic fines, even as we check the traffic situation across these roads. Stefan.
All right, thank you so much, Doreen and Wycliffe Gori, for that. We are expecting an update from them as the show continues. Remember, it's all about you at Safina_Ching, at Ramaguko, at KBC Television. The hashtag is Good Morning Kenya. If you prefer SMS, 22162 is the SMS line. Begin with the initials GMK so that we can be able to track your SMSs. Be a part of this from now all the way till the end of it. But for now, we begin our very first segment of this program, Eye on Politics, coming to you every Monday from 7 to 8. Ramaguko is already on the other side together with his panel. And I'll just quickly, hand it over to him. Ram, probably tell us what we should be expecting. What are some of the stories that you are going to be talking about this morning?
Yes, Safin, shifting gears from things to do with police reforms and, of course, the Berlin Marathon. Right now it's time for Eye on Politics. We are going to talk about things to do with everything that happened in the course of last week. We shall be talking about the fuel prices and many other topics that I do not want to disclose as of now, because I want you to stay glued to your screen, because Eye on Politics is coming up next. I am going to be joined by panelists. First is Areba Omoyo, a legal expert. And next to me is Charles Omanga, political analyst. And last but not least, Karl Marx Odiabo, who is a governance expert. Eye on Politics is coming up next. The hashtag Good Morning Kenya at Ram Aguko. Do not go too far. In the next 5 minutes, it's going to be on fire in this studio.
You see, Ram, my senior is here, and you cannot...